Python data structure, that is tuple. In this video, we will see all the functions and related methods for tuple. Let's quickly see some practicals in tuple. The first that we will try to create a tuple, that is an empty tuple, then a single element tuple. So just take one variable, that is t, and use a function tuple with parentheses. This way you can make a data structure which is tuple. Similarly, a single element tuple can also be used. This is something very important that you have to notice. T is equal to and the value. So when you are giving a value, single value we are trying to give in this, comma is very important. If you don't put a comma, this 4 will not considered as a part of tuple, and your data structure so declared will not be a tuple. To illustrate that, I will take an example. I will just write a print statement with a function that is type. Type is used to find the type of the data structure which is created. So we are trying to find the capital T is which type of data structure. See in the terminal, it will display. See here, it is of tuple type. Now we will check if in case I remove this comma, what will happen. Then again execute this, and you will see it as an integer type, means a value 4 is an integer type. No more a data structures it defined to be a tuple stored. So next is same way. So next is creating tuple from existing sequence. Okay, you have already seen the tuple function. You can use this tuple function to create with the existing sequence also. You can provide a sequence like t equal to tuple function and within double quotes hello. So hello means there are 5 elements we are giving. Okay, print t is going to show you each element separately. Check in the terminal, HELLO separated with commas and the parenthesis. Parenthesis is the representation of tuple. So double quotes hello actually are 5 elements we are trying to store in tuple, and in terminal you can see this. The next is to program to create a tuple with a single input value. So let's try this. T1 is equal to eval functions. Input in double quotes, ask user to enter the value in tuple. Enter an input for tuple. So when user will give a value, that will get stored automatically in T1, considering it in tuple in case the input will be with a comma, otherwise not. Now just try to print it. So created tuple is comma and the name of the variable, that is T1. Execute, it will ask you for an entry and you have to use a comma when you are giving the entry. Check in the terminal now. Enter input for tuple. Now here when you are giving a value, suppose 52, then comma is very important. If you don't provide comma, this will not be considered as tuple. So when you are initializing or either you are providing it from terminal, in both the ways you have to use comma for a single element to be entered in tuple. Then accessing the tuple, similarly like list, you can also access the elements in tuple. Here also you will make use of indexes. You are very well aware of the indexes. Always if there are 5 elements, the indexes start from 0 till 4. The length minus 1 is always the last limit of the index. For example, just take this, capital T is a tuple, and how we can say this data structure is a tuple, as I told you, is a parenthesis, small bracket. Okay, so it's a multiple, 6 multiples of 2 are the content of this tuple T. For I in range, I will tell you 2 to 3 methods to access. First, for I in range range length of the tuple. What is the length of the tuple? How many elements are there? 6 actually. So means we are setting a control for I in tuple, that is 6 from 0 to 5, and this is going to display the index, not the value. Why? Because here we are not relating anything as such. The controls are set up for the numbers from 0 to 5, but we are not mentioning whether this somewhere relates to the tuple or not. Only length t is giving you a number which is within the range. Okay, range function. So from 0 to 5 it is going, that's why we are getting the output also from 0 to 5. But what we actually need is the value. So value is t0, t1, t2, t3, t4. When you provide it with t, then you will actually get your elements printed on the terminal. What other way you can use here is, instead of using range, because range actually is working on the integer indexes, directly a control can be set on the tuple straight away for I in t directly. Now we will, when you print I will be the content, not the index, because now here we are not mentioning the index. The control directly is pointing out to the elements. So for I in t, print I is going to give you the same result as you used range. Directly a control is set up on the data structure, that is t. So these are two different ways you can use this. May seem to be easy. Now the next is some tuple operation. As we have already studied in list, these operations: concatenation, which is the plus operator, replication, multiplication, and slicing, that is with colon we give the start point, stop point, and the number of steps we want to take a leap of. So let's try these. T1, as I declared here, 1 2 3, one tuple, then T2 another tuple which is 4 5 6. Now in tuple, the third tuple T, we will try to concatenate these two, T1 and T2, and print T. So when you print T, you are going to get your elements 1 2 3 4 5 6. Both T1 and T2 elements will be stored in T. See here in terminal 1 2 3 4 5 6. Similarly, even you can use the multiplication sign, that is for replication. This t, if I only here write t into 2, then the same tuple will be printed twice. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, our output is going to be printed twice. So t into 2 is going to show you output like this. It's repeated twice, that's it. Okay, now slicing. Slicing is very important. It works on index, and the particular syntax is always the name of the variable or the data type, then after that a start point, stop, where the stop number is excluded, the maximum limit excluded, and the number of steps. Okay, so if I write something like this, print t2 is to 5, what I mean to say is, I mean to say the index number element 2, 3 and 4. What are your 2, 3 and 4? The 2, 3 and 4 are 3, 4, 5 actually. So that's why in the terminal check answer 2, 4 and 5. Okay, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, that is index number 2, like this. And if you something like this print without any mentioning any start and stop, then complete T will be printed 1 to 6. And suppose you want to take a step of 2 in between, so don't mention stop or start and just use one more colon and give 2. Means from whole tuple take a leap of 2. Means when 1 is selected, 2 has to be left, then 3, 4 will be left, 5, like this. That's why you're getting output 1, 3 and 5. Okay, so slicing in detail we have already seen in the list chapter. This is same here with the tuple also. The next is tuple functions and methods, that are length function, max, min, sum, index. These are the functions. So again we define a tuple, that is I have taken here. Now what is the max value? Simple, very simple way, max t, will find out the maximum value which is present, 76. Then you can use min also. The same way, print min, just copy, like we can see the working of all the functions. So I'm trying to copy and paste all the 5 functions we will apply here. Min, the next max, then this is min. Okay, similarly this one is sum, make it sum, execute. Before execute, save your changes you are making. So see here in the terminal, the first maximum value, minimum value, and the sum of all the elements in the tuple, 209, the sum of all the values. Okay, then similarly there are more functions, that is if you want, you will find the length of the particular tuple or index also of an element. So first we'll check the length of t. What will be the output? We know the output is going to be 6. And then if you want to find the index of a particular element, that particular element you have to specify in between this parenthesis. We want the index of 44. What is the index of 44? That is actually 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's 3. So answer will also be like this. You will get the answer of all the 5 functions. Okay, the max, min, the problem. Okay, fine. So in case of index, we have to mention on which data structure we are trying to apply it, that we want to try it on t. So t dot index of 44. And again, these are the output: maximum value, minimum, sum, length of the tuple, and 3 is the index of 44. Okay. So next that we will see here, deleting tuple elements. See, tuples are immutable. Immutable means you cannot make any change in tuple. But if you really want to make a change in the tuple, you have to unpack it, or you can say you have to change it into list, and then that list you can delete an element from the list and pack it back. So how you can do that is t 3, 6, 9, 11, 40, 12 are the values. Now I just 11 I want to remove. I can change this tuple to list. I can transform this tuple to list. How? T is equal to list t. List is a function. Okay, so when you provide t inside list function, it's going to change it to list. And then you can use your all the functions which are a part of list, that is a remove. We work when we know the actual element. So L dot remove 11 means remove 11 from this. Try to print it. Print L. This will print the list. And now the packing back is left. So how will you pack it back? T is equal to tuple, means now the list we are changing into tuple back. L, capital L here, because the name of your list is L. Print T. Now you will see the change in the output. First print L and print T is going to give you the values will be same, but only the first will be inside the parent square brackets, another will be in the parenthesis, because the first line is a list printed, the second is a tuple printed. That's why square bracket and a parenthesis. So this way, this particular process is called packing and unpacking of the tuple, because from tuple we cannot delete anything or insert in between somewhere. So we have to always unpack it. The next that we will see here is the membership operators that are in and not in. Using these we can find whether an particular element is present in the list or not, or in the tuple or not. So this is very simple. Just define any tuple, use a print, name the particular value that you want to find out, or an element. Suppose you want to find whether print if 14 is present in that, the answer is going to be Boolean value, that is a true or false, because yes and no. So is 14 in T2? Answer is true. Make it not in and you will see your answer will be Boolean false. Not in. Save and execute. See here, false. So this way true and false, two Boolean values. Membership operator also you can apply on any tuple. The next is tuple by accepting user input while loop. So this is also you can take it as a program. Okay, this is something a program now. First we are declaring an empty tuple, that is t equal to tuple, and you know this is the syntax of declaring. Now we want the limit. How many elements we want? This is what we will be asking user. How many elements you want in your tuple? Accordingly, the number of times we are going to rotate the process of input that we are expecting from user. So while loop will be based on the number of elements that user want, will be the limit we will be providing there. So this is just a message or a line we are writing for user to understand. Enter number of elements you want to insert in tuple. How many elements you want to, like this, or enter the limit number of elements like this. Now here we need a control, that is I variable we are taking. While I is less than or equal to n, input double quotes, enter number. So here we will take the number and we will eventually be adding it. T is equal to the present value in the T plus, this is concatenation we are doing, okay, plus within bracket provide a with a comma. Comma is very important, don't forget to put comma. Then plus equal to 1, because the control also we have to add 1 every time. Then print the tuple. Print output is, and the name of the tuple, that is T. Save your program and execute. Enter the number of elements you want in the tuple. We take it 5. Enter the element 66, 77. Okay, so it's taking 5 elements. See here, and the output so that's the program, a very small program. Now quickly revise all the things that we have done. These are all the functions, operators, methods of creating and deleting from the tuple. Just quickly have a look all these. This is what I tried to give the multiple line comment, so that at the end when I remove this comment I can give you a quick revision to that. So creating tuple, empty tuple, this is the method T tuple. Empty method can be declared like this. A single element tuple always must use a comma, so this illustrates that. And print the type T is going to tell you whether you have entered or defined is a tuple or not. Then creating tuple from existing sequence. So T is equal to tuple in double quotes hello. When you print it, it's going to give you each element separated HELLO, because these are 5 elements. Then program to create a tuple with a single input value. Eval function is used. Ask user to enter, and don't forget to put the comma while giving the input also. Then accessing the tuple, how you can access? Using for loop. You can directly set a control for I in tuple directly on the tuple, and print I will give you the values. Then tuple operations, concatenation, replication. For concatenation we need plus sign. For replication, just multiplication with a number you want to replicate it the number of times as per your choice. Then slicing also. While slicing, we mention the start index, we tell the stop index, stop is excluded, and the step number of steps we wanted to take. Then tuple functions, which are length, max, min, sum and index. There are very easy functions. Use max, min, sum on tuple. Provide the tuple in as an argument, length of the tuple, then t dot index of any element that you want. Tuple element by packing and unpacking. So here this is very important. If you want to delete or add anything, t is this. Then we have unpacked it using list function. We change it to list. We removed using a built-in function of our list. Then we packed it back by t equal to tuple, and we try to print both the ways. We try to print the list and tuple both. Then the operator applied, that is in membership operator, whether a particular element is present or not, so is a member of the tuple or not. This way you can find it out. And this is a very small program using while. Take a empty tuple, then take the limit, that number of elements you want. Use a while loop. While I is less than equal to the number of times the while loop is going to work. Ask user to input that value and add it. T equal to t plus a comma means concatenate. First value came, we added. Then second value came, we added into the tuple. Third value, fourth value, as per the number of time user asks, we will be performing the task of taking value from user and adding it, concatenating it